Over 50% of the fish catch in developing countries comes from small-scale fisheries. This provides food and nutrition to millions across the world. These fisheries, in turn, employ 90% of capture fishers. So, unlike the name suggests, small-scale fisheries actually contribute a lot to all our lives, and this contribution needs protecting.
In 2014, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations endorsed a set of guidelines to protect and enhance small-scale fisheries around the world. These guidelines highlight the need to secure tenure rights to natural resources for small-scale fishing communities. Tenure systems determine how individuals and communities gain access to land, fisheries, and forests. These systems also define what these resources might be used for how long, and under what conditions, governing how all stakeholders can come together to manage them.
So, why are tenure rights important? Well, for one thing, securing these rights is key to the development of small-scale fishing communities. Sadly, states often consider the seas and water bodies to be no man's lands, controlled by governments, which means local fishing communities often have no legal right to them. These rights are also vital for women. Their roles are closely linked to their community's rights over the lands they inhabit and the waters they fish in. Indigenous people are also affected. Many still hold on to their traditional tenure practices, but their rights are often not recognized or respected. Industrial fisheries and investments can threaten the livelihoods and resources of small-scale fishing communities. Add to this the growing demographic pressure and the effects of climate change, and the responsible governance of tenure becomes even more urgent.
That's where the small-scale fisheries guidelines, guided by a human rights-based approach, can help by defining the role of all the stakeholders in advancing tenure rights. For example, states should not remove or relocate small-scale fishing communities from their habitats without reason. This in turn ensures that these communities continue to manage and conserve their resources like they have for generations. The states must identify and protect all legitimate rights holders, particularly women and indigenous groups. To ensure equitable access to resources, states should reserve fishing zones for small-scale fishing communities.
And with a view on the future, states must empower these communities to effectively exercise their tenure rights. Whenever states enter into fishing agreements with foreign fishing fleets, the interests of small-scale fisheries must be protected. Communities displaced by natural or man-made calamities should be supported in restoring their lives and livelihoods. Also, small-scale fishing communities should have access to impartial administrative and judicial bodies to resolve any disputes or conflicts, big or small.
Secure tenure rights create incentives for users to conserve and sustainably manage the resources they depend on. As a part of this commitment, small-scale fishing communities should be consulted and encouraged to actively participate in the management of their fisheries. This would allow them to prevent all forms of destructive fishing practices by monitoring their fisheries and ecosystems.
On the whole, secure tenure rights go a long way in improving the well-being and livelihoods of these communities. With the SSF guidelines as our North Star, we can work together towards a sustainable and equitable future for these communities and the planet as a whole.